So the final piece in the puzzle is to use a workflow to automate data masking. So in this example, I've gone to the application manager of Actifio Global Manager and I found my production database called prod, and I'm going to go to manage workflows. Now, I've actually made two workflows here already, and these are your classic two workflows, direct mount and live clone. And in each case, they're both on demand rather than scheduled. Let's have a look at a direct mount. Now, as I said, we've got two choices, direct mount and live clone. Direct mount will take an existing snapshot, mount it to our masking host and run the masking, where live clone will refresh a full copy, an additional copy, a live clone, and then mask that and then present that. Now, why would you use a live clone versus direct mount? It really depends on how many copies you're going to need of a single database at a single point in time, because a live clone can be way more space efficient if the masking changes an awful lot of data, versus if you're only going to create one mount of a particular point in time, it might be more efficient to use a direct mount. So it really depends on what you want to do. Obviously, you can have a scheduled processor on demand. In my example, it's on demand. We mount to a specific host. You can select a bunch of hosts here, and in my example here, I've chosen one host, SID Aura DV1, and it's going to mount and create a new virtual application called cprod, and then use the Oracle user with the Oracle home directory to start the database. And once the database is started, it's going to run the dvmaster.sh. And provided that script succeeds, we'll get successful masking. Now, there is a timeout value here. That timeout value is set to 300 seconds, so you might want to tune that. That's all it is for a direct mount. This is literally all we want to do. So one of the things is we can run this, and after it's run, we could then unmount and remount somewhere else. A live clone has several more steps. So the live clone will obviously generate a live clone, and the live clone is given a label. You can see here, prod Aura LV. You can call it whatever you like. We choose the option to mount for pre-processing, which effectively means that this workflow will generate two separate mounts. Firstly, to my prep mount host, where I'm going to be doing my masking, and you can see my dvmaster.sh script specified there. Once that's been run, so we're going to refresh the live clone, mount to our prep host, then we mount to our final host, and you can see here our final host is SID Aura1, and we're going to mount using a different name, mprod. So we started with prod, we mounted to the masking host and called it cprod, and then when it's masked, we called it mprod. So this is the complete run here, and then I'll save that and you can see that it's finished. So if I wanted to run this now, when I do a run now, what you'll see is I get a couple of options. The first is I could just refresh the live clone. So presuming there's a new snapshot come in, we'll update the live clone with the latest snapshot, and then we'll run the masking against it. And now we've got a masked copy of the live clone ready for a developer to use. If we wanted to, we could continue on here and perform a mount, either provisioning a new virtual application if the developer's host currently doesn't have one, or refresh it if they currently do. And you can see in this case, I can't refresh it because it's not currently there. So let's do the full Monty here and actually run this. So my live clone will now refresh, and you can see the live clone is now running. Then it will do a prep mount, and then finally it will finish off by doing a mount to my development host.